Alright, first things first, let's give our praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Game Stone, and shalom to all true worshippers. This is the brother Ahmad from the GMS Jamaica Kingston Camp, back with another few minutes of truth. Alright, the truth is, Christmas is not biblical. Alright, Yahweh Shai, in the word ignorantly, willingly, calls Jesus, he has never celebrated Christmas nor his birthday, because Christian says that 25th of December is Yahweh Shai's birthday. See? Not only is that wrong, but there is no record. How did they even get that birth, that date? There is no record biblically of Yahweh Shai's birthday. See? So I'm gonna jump right into this lesson. Lord willing, it will be edifying with the scripture. Romans, I want to set things off. Romans 13:11 says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. All right, I want to get that word sleep.
Strong's G 5258. Hoopnos. Hoopnos.
Alright, so hoopnos, right? That's Greek. It says from an obsolete primary, perhaps akin to. It says through the idea of subsilience, sleep, figuratively spiritual sleep. So when the Lord say, "Yo, I know it's high time to awake out of sleep," He's talking spiritually. Everybody is spiritually dead, spiritually in darkness, and spiritually asleep. Yo, their third eye aren't open. Yo. So it's like they're under a spell, man. Spell of this world. So you people are in darkness because Christmas is not a part of the Bible, Hebrew custom, Hebrew Israelite custom.
We've all heard the biblical origins of Christmas, but societies have been celebrating light and birth in the darkest days of winter centuries before Jesus walked the earth. In the Norse country, this winter celebration was known as Yule. Around December 21st, the winter solstice, fathers and sons dragged evergreens indoors as reminders of life and set logs on fire as a promise of good fortune. Ancient Rome had its own December festivals. 1 week before the winter solstice, Romans began celebrating Saturnalia, an orgy of food and drink in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture. Some Romans, particularly soldiers and government officials, also worshipped Mithra, the sun god. It is believed that to this small but powerful sect, the birthday of Mithra, December 25th, was the holiest day of the year. By the 1st century AD, pagan traditions were being challenged as Christianity took hold throughout the empire. But Christ's birth date remained a mystery, since the Bible doesn't mention exactly when he was born. Since pagan Rome already celebrated the birth of Mithra on December 25th, it is theorized the church adopted the date as the birth of the Christ child. In the 4th century, the church made it official, declaring December 25th as the feast day of the Nativity.
Yeah, and this was done in order to convert, after Rome took over Christianity. It was done to convert, heathens towards the faith, which they cannot be converted. Heathens cannot be converted. This is a bloodline thing. It is not your mind tell you to do it, and you can do it. All right. It's like you decide to be an Israelite, and it just happens. All right. So yeah, but the Romans, they, in order to convert people, they would mix. They would mix in heathen culture along with elements of heathen culture along with you know early Christianity, which early Christianity was good because as the scripture said they were first called Christians in Antioch in the book of Acts. All right, so early Christianity was good, was proper, was after the truth, knew the truth. It's so anyways, yeah, so they did this, they mixing heathen customs with Christianity, you know, in order to convert heathens or bring heathens over to this to the religion. And this is how they turned it into a religion, you know. This is how they turned it into a religion from an Hebrew Israelite bloodline, Prince of the Power thing to a religion, which the word religion going back to the Greek word religio, which means to bind. All right. So they did it in order to control people, give them something, yada yada yada. So. See?
The church knew it could not outlaw the pagan traditions of Christmas, so it came to accept them. The evergreens traditionally brought indoors were decorated with apples, symbolizing the Garden of Eden. These apples would eventually become Christmas ornaments. The story of Santa Claus also began.
All right, so I'm going to get into the Santa Claus part. That's a whole another lesson. You know, this Santa Claus comes from it's a representation from, I think it's a Greek god that eats children now, or a Roman god that eats children. So they bring you the Santa Claus who comes sliding down your chimney for milk and cookies, leaving toys for kids, targeted kids. So yeah, it's all we live in a society where there's spiritual wickedness being subvertly pushed, onto people, and they don't even know it, and they're being, I wouldn't say coerced, but they're being led to believe these things are innocent when they are actually committing rituals unto pagan gods, unknowingly. See? So, and this is the darkness that this world is in. I want to read Psalms 82 and 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. Alright? And that's because the powers that be, they have, there's this veil over everyone's eyes. They've done such a wonderful job, at creating this illusion that everything is innocent, everything is innocent, and you can take part in this, and it's for the good of so-called mankind and whatnot. It says all the foundations of the earth are out of course. All right, everything that the earth, that the world, the society is built upon right now is out of course. It's wicked, it's evil. Yeah, it seems normal, might seem normal and innocent, but underneath it all, there's an evil agenda and a wicked origin. See, and Christmas is no different. All right, so this is ChatGPT. See, so I said to it, I want it to act as a biblical scholar, expert on biblical history, act as a historian who specializes in the origin of holy days created by Greek and Romans. See, and it complied. It said it will. I should treat it as a biblical textual scholar, Second Temple Roman era historian. So I have qualified it, and it has qualified itself, to answer the following questions. So the question I asked it is, okay, so what is the origin of Christmas? And the answer it gives you, and its response is, Christmas is not commanded or mentioned in the Bible. That is the first and number one response. See, immediately, you Christians should be thinking, what the hell is going on? What have I been doing? Because you were taught that Christmas is the celebration of Yahweh's, birthday, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. It's his birthday. See? But it's not so. It says, no verse in the Hebrew Bible or New Testament commands or even suggests celebrating Yahweh's birth. The date of Yahweh's birth is never given. The earliest Christians, 1st, 2nd century, did not celebrate birthdays at all. That's powerful. They did not celebrate birthdays at all. So even, this is going into even how it's not even a part of our custom, Hebrew customs, Hebrew Israelite custom, to celebrate birthdays. Even that is a pagan thing, the heathen custom that birthdays were viewed as pagan customs. Here we go. Origin, 3rd century, explicitly criticized birthday celebrations as pagan. So Christmas is not a biblical holy day. See, when did Christmas first appear historically? December 31st, as this Jesus, so-called Jesus birthday, appears in Rome in the mid-4th century AD 336. This is 300 plus years after Yahweh, right? It emerges after Christianity became legalized and then favored by Roman Empire under Constantine. All right, so them start to let go of them Roman gods, them, because I guess Christianity can blow up more than that now, and they can. So they started to think, accept it and think, how can we use this, But they incorporated elements of paganistic worship within it, See? Alright, key Roman and Greek festivals behind December 25th. Saturnalia. See? Roman festival honoring Saturn. I think Saturnalia is also, if I'm not mistaken, tied in with Bacchanalia. See? What people do today as Bacchanal, which is a bunch of freaks and debauchery celebrating and freaking out, man. Freaking out on anything themselves, man to man, woman to woman, the animals, all that shit, These people's fucking sick. Roman festivals honoring Saturn, god of agriculture, included gift giving. So you see that? Gift giving, feasting, candles and lights. And that is what we do. That's why we use it, or they use pepper lights today to celebrate the Christmas. The people decorate their places with pepper lights. I guess that's the candles and lights, right? Social role reversal. So they used to do that shit. Many modern Christmas customs mirror Saturnalia traditions. See? So, yeah, man. See the darkness, man, that our people have been led to believe, led to celebrate, Yeah, we don't have to get all of this. You know, whatever you see, you can pause the video and read if you see anything that interesting. But this is, let me see. This is Deuteronomy 12. I'm going to start at 9. It says, when the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them. See, and that's what we are experiencing right now, because our people go after the heathens. You know, we we got snared in all of them customs, and you know, and brought it over into ours, man. After that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. And this is the modern day way of this shit. This is what's happening now, modern day, yo. We are live, and I believe in their gods, their customs, the heathen ways, instead of Yahweh Bashem and Yahweh Shai. You see me? Instead of the true power, yo, and our true nationality, Hebrew Israelite customs, we have been forced to learn the ways of the heathen, yo. As a matter of fact, scripture just say, we went after them. We go take heed that we don't get ensnared by them. So we go after them, and we get that. It says, thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord which he hated have they done unto their gods. See, God hates Christmas, yo. God hates Christmas. For even their sons and their daughters they have burned in the fire to their gods, yo. And as I said, that so-called Saint Nick goes back to a Greek or Roman god that eats freaking children, yo. So it's a sacrificial, it's a ritual to, Christmas is a ritual to sacrifice children to gods, bro. To a heathen god, man. To wood and stone. Something I even breathe, yo. See? This is Jeremiah 10. Let's start here at 1. It says, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Learn not the way of the heathen. Christmas, heathen. Bacchanal, heathen. Boxing Day, heathen. Even, Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. This is a day celebrated by us so-called blacks. See? When we don't know the origin of it. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas, where the leftovers, the scraps, where you'd have thrown to your dog, would be boxed up and then given to the slaves, yo. That's what we're celebrating. See? So it says, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest. What's that? That's the Christmas tree. The people, everybody are drive around with on them vehicle, and I bring home to decorate. The work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. See, but if you stand up and decorate it. See, a heathen tradition, this. A heathen tradition. It's a wicked tradition. It's been invented by heathens to celebrate them God, them wicked God when they exist. Them gods. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak. See, that tell us it's a palm tree, man. Oh, upright like a palm tree. No, it's not a palm tree. Forgot what them trees are named. Honestly. But speak not. They must needs be born because they cannot grow. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot weave, neither also is it in them to do good. See? Yeah. It's all this shit, Bible tell us it's being customs of the heathens, yo. See, what we take on to ourselves. Let's see what I have here. Uh, so, yeah, we did not celebrate Christmas. Nor will we ever celebrate Christmas, yo. So, stop, wake up. Wake up, man. Wake up out of this darkness and open your eyes, yo. We don't even need this freaking celebration, yo. We got all the holy days, yo. See, week of feasts, Passover. We got our own celebrations. They're not the way of the heathens, man. See, so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom to all the true worshippers.